Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2014 NFL free agent rankings, and this video is for who I see as the top 10 offensive linemen in the 2014 free agent class. This includes all the offensive line positions, guys, center, guard, and tackle. So let's get right into it here. In at number 10, I have Austin Howard, who played last year for the New York Jets. He'll be 27 years old at the beginning of next year. And Austin Howard's an intriguing guy to me because you can probably get him in the range of, probably $10 million in guaranteed money. And he's one of the few guys on this list that keeps on getting better year after year. He got notably better in the pass blocking department this year. So an intriguing guy I think the Jets try to retain. But Austin Howard in at number 10. At number 9, I have Rodger Saffold, last year of the St. Louis Rams, who's going to be 26 at the start of next year, so certainly on the younger side for a free agent. While he's had trouble staying healthy, which is definitely a mark against him and why he's at number 9, when healthy, he's been good, and he's a guy who has versatility. He can play tackle. He can also kick into guard. So anytime you get a guy who can play more than one of those positions on the offensive line, he can plug a hole when there is an injury, I think is a valuable guy. Rodger Saffold in at number 9. In at number 8, I have Branden Albert from the New Orleans Saints. He's been a steady, serviceable starter at center for the Saints here the last couple years. A guy that seems to have a good rapport with Drew Brees. I think they could get him back at a pretty, modest contract for the value that he brings to that team. So look for the Saints to make a run at re-signing their center, De La Puente. And at number 7, I have Travelle Wharton, the only guard on my list from the Carolina Panthers. The one thing against him would be the fact he's going to be 33 at the start of next year. But make no mistake about it, Wharton's a guy who wasn't a starter the first month of the season, but he came on, especially in the run blocking department last year, and was a true trendsetter for this Panthers team. And one of the guys who, when he was plugged in the lineup, I don't think it was any coincidence that he was a major part in them ripping off all those wins in a row. A team that started 1-3 and ended the season 12-4. So Travelle Wharton, the only guard on my list, at number 7. At number 6, I have Dietrich-Smith from the Packers. In the past, has had trouble with injuries, but again, he's a guy with some versatility. A center mainly, all right, but can definitely start his career at the guard position. So Dietrich-Smith, again, a center for one of the best quarterbacks in football in Aaron Rodgers. If he could stay healthy, he's a no-brainer for the Packers to try to re-sign. At number 5, I have Veldheer, the offensive tackle for the Raiders. He's a guy that I think if he had played all season would be in the top 2 or 3 on this list. He did miss 12 games this season. I think what that is going to happen with that is I think the Raiders make a push to re-sign him, and they get him at a lot more manageable of a deal because he didn't play the first 12 games of this year. He's my sleeper here. I think if we look 3 or 4 years down the line, he could be the best guy, lineman-wise, from this class. But I have Veldheer coming off an injury at number 5. And then number 4, I have Branden Albert of the Kansas City Chiefs. Albert is a guy that was franchised this past year. It was a lot of questions whether he would be traded last offseason. The Chiefs held on to him. He's a guy who has never played 16 games in his career. Never played a full season, but when he plays, he's an excellent blindside pass protector and a guy I think will be in demand on the free agent market here. Branden Albert of the Chiefs. Number 3, I have Mack of the Cleveland Browns, their center. To put it quite plainly, he's one of the best centers in the league, probably a top 5 or 6 center in my eyes, and he will be paid accordingly at an in-demand position. Whether that's from the Browns, we'll see, but they're going to have to pony up some money to pay Mack, especially given some of the bigger contracts that have been given to centers here in the recent past. So Mack looking to cash in big this year. At number 2, I have Jordan Gross. He's going to be 34 when the season starts next year. He of the Panthers. There's been some rumors he may retire, but if he comes back, he's a guy that's just a well-rounded offensive lineman. Pass blocking, run blocking, steady, consistent. Has played his whole career with the Panthers. Had one of his best seasons, if not his best season last year Jordan Gross, left tackle, in at number 2. And in at number 1, I think the clear and away number 1 on this list as of now is the left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens, Eugene Monroe. Eugene Monroe traded from Jacksonville to Baltimore earlier this season. I was very perplexed when the package came back and all Baltimore had to give up was a 4th and 5th round pick to get a guy the caliber of Monroe, who's only going to be 27 when the season starts next year. And granted, they're going to have to pony up and pay him like a franchise left tackle, so that also comes with it. I thought Jacksonville could have got a little more. I understand them not wanting to pay him that money, especially considering they drafted Luke Joeckel last year. But Monroe, well-rounded guy who will be protecting Joe Flacco's blind side, I'm sure the Ravens hope, for the rest of his career. So we'll see how that unfolds, but expect Monroe to be a Raven considering they did give up 2 draft picks for him. Guys, let me know what you think of the offensive linemen available in free agency. Who would you like to see your team get, etc. Do you have a problem with my list? Do you agree with my list? Let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Be sure to check out. I'm doing a video like this for every position, free agency wise. So be sure to check those out. Thanks again for listening. Be sure to subscribe. It's free. Have a great day.